Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everyone. Here comes Serbs. He heard me talking to the people. Hey, you got your bone? He's on the bone. He's like, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Hello, everyone. It's good to see you all. We have some early chatting going on. Victoria has another commitment tonight, but we are happy that you came by and said hello, Victoria. When you watch this back, thank you so much. I hope you have a good meeting. Hello to you, Patty. How are you today? How are you doing? What's going on? Gracie, hello, hello. I hope driving back. Okay, so she's driving. But hello, Lorraine is here. Good to see you, Lorraine. I'm so glad you're here. She says hello to all the chatters. We were chatting it up early. Maribel. She got, did you get your coffee? I got my coffee. Speaking of coffee, I'm in my California cup. Cheers. Grab your drink. Grab your project. We'll be here for just a little bit. Let's see who else is here. Gracie. Lorraine says it's been hot, but going to be really not as hot, but next week it's going to heat up. Ah. There is Cindy. How are you and Levi? And your sweet daughter. Yeah, they're having a heat wave over there, and I feel bad for those who don't have AC. Joan is going to be lurking tonight. Good to see you, Joan. Thank you for being here. There's sweet Jennifer. Hello. I watched a couple of your shorts. Cindy saying hi to everybody. Fellow Stitchers. Hey, Stitchers. Hey, Vicky. How are you? Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Oh, yeah, swamp coolers. Swamp coolers were before AC units. We have AC units. I'm so glad y'all don't really hear my AC units, even though they are full on, full blast right now. But this particular mic seems to do a good job of you guys not hearing it all the time. Vicky's saying hi to everybody. Can barely hear me? Is that better? Is that better? Y'all let me know. Let me check my sound. I don't know how to check the sound. Okay, it is better. Well, that's good. Maybe I had it turned down. Sorry about that. I don't know how it happened. Okay, let me go back and see if I can figure out where I was. There's Laura. Hello, Laura. Good to see you. How are you tonight? You're not on the treadmill, are you? We have so much to talk about tonight. I've got a whole list of things, and I'm like, I don't know if we'll be able to get through everything. There's so much going on in the crime world. There's Sharon. I thought I saw you. Sharon, I did see your post. I'm just real funny about adding them to Facebook. I'm funny about the outside links, but I will, don't let me forget about that. Sharon, we'll just talk about it now. Sharon was trying to post a link about that giraffe that was out here in Texas. And I had been watching that. They did find it. It wound up in front of Spring Market. I don't remember what town it wound up in, but they did find the giraffe. But there was a giraffe that was at a farm here in Texas, a kind of a zoo type place, and walked away and just kept walking. She knows I like giraffes. I had been watching that. Happy Friday, Arity. Good to see you. Hello, Tina. Come on in. Good to see you. Lazy day today. Okay. Well, I hope you're feeling well and your allergies are not bothering you like usual. I really, they did. They found that giraffe. A zebra. Oh my gosh. Are they not counting heads and saying, where is everybody? Like when they feed them? I would think they need to count heads when they feed them. I made it to the bottom. Okay. In my bog, not my bag, but my bog, I've got a new project ready, almost ready to go. Almost. I fit in on my ranch. It didn't walk far enough. It didn't walk far enough. It didn't find us. Hello, sweet Mimi. I hope you are well today. I'm glad you made it. Yeah, they could. They could hold a lot of sloths around their neck. I've always loved giraffes. Well, happy anniversary, Lori. I heard that you were celebrating your birth of your grand. So congratulations on your granddaughter. I saw that on Christy, Crochet Creations with Christy. So congratulations and on both of those. Yeah, fun. I'm so glad, and I hope that you enjoyed that time away. I've been kind of away myself. I've been kind of dipping in and out. Okay, I got my notes and I got my project. So, what I want to do, I want to start our what we did before when we did our scrap projects. Do you all remember when we used to do the scrap projects? I want to do that again, and I want us to do um, the scrap and crime like we used to. And I'm going to start with red, white, and blue for July. So that's what I have in here is red, white, and blue yarn. I have the white one is, I love this yarn in their sparkle. The red is a red sweater that Mr. Fiber took apart. The blue is Lion Brand Heartland. And then for my other color here, I love this yarn, variegated, and I forget that colorway. Is it Patriotic? Old Glory. Old Glory. And I've got them all in here and all lined up so that I can get started with it. And I'm going to knit mine. Oh, I bet you are in love with her. Oh, I'm so glad she's doing okay and she got to come home. That's awesome. And so you don't have to do what I'm doing. You could just do a scrappy project and just share the pictures with me to my email, and then we'll do some drawing. I'll do drawing for prizes. So okay, let me get the camera ready. There we go. Now I want this one. There we go. So yeah, a lot going on. I don't even know where to start. But I want to be able to talk and work at the same time. So let me show you. I also have a little notions bag ready to go here. With some goodies in it. I need to put some scissors in here. I don't think I have any scissors in here yet. No, not yet. But I just have little bits of this and that in here. Stitch markers. Probably need to get, this will definitely work for my needles. Those are probably too big for these. No, they might work. That's good. These are the ones from Hobby Lobby, the yarn balls. And then I have the stitch marker I got. Oh, this was my mom's. This was my mom's counter. And I have the stitch marker I got from Tracy. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome in. And all of you who are watching and lurking, hello to you. I see you, and I really appreciate you being here too. I'm feeling a bit better. There's still a lot going on. I am doing better. It's a law. You can't get up if there's a cat in your lap. Sounds like a good one to me. This is the stitch marker that I got from Tracy. So we will add that too. And I'm going to use my Chagoo, and these are a number 8. What is that? I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it because these are hard to read. Number 8, 6 millimeter, I think. And I'm going to start with this cord. This cord is 15, which means when I get it put together, it should be about 20, 24. Yeah, in the neighborhood anyway. Is it 5? A number 8 is a 5? I can't read it. Well, I hope this is the right size cord. I didn't even think of that. Yep, this one is. Okay. Because the Chagoo comes in different sizes. To go with the different size needles. This is an interchangeable There it is. And these screw in, and then you use the little pin and you put it into this hole that's here to tighten it. And then you can use these. I wonder if you can use these to hold your work on your cord if you wanted to take these off and use them on a different project. They screw into the end of the cord. Okay. And I'm just going to start really simple. I think I'm going to start with the blue. Hello, Helix. How are you today? Gosh, I always forget everybody's name. This has a knot on the end. Mr. Fiber had wound it, and he always used to put a knot on the end as it came out of the cake. Lexi, yes, there we go. Thank y'all. Y'all always tell me, see, there's certain ones I forget. Okay, I made my slip knot, and now I'm going to do a long tail cast on. So I'm going to grab that yarn will go there, and that, see, I'm just going to split it with my finger, and I'll hold that and this down here together, and I'll put my thumb in and turn them out. And then I'll grab the yarn from over here and then go across and get that yarn and bring it under, and then let the yarn on my thumb go and tighten it. I do have a video for it on my channel. Hello, Mary. No more tarantulas. I had the 2 tarantulas and I hadn't had any. You're getting the scorpions? I haven't seen a scorpion. Not that we're not going to get one, but Mr. Fiber put up a barrier. So, and those tarantulas, y'all. Oh, hello, Robin. Come on in. So glad you're here. And Lexi, glad you're here too. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting. And Lori said she has a USA tree on her porch. How fun. I'm kind of wanting a goose. It sounds okay to me. And hello, Debbie. How are you? Oh, I'm glad you're here. And Robin. Who else snuck in on me? Okay, I think I'm back to the bottom again. So what I'm going to do to start out is I'm just going to do garter stitch. But I am going to increase this and do it like a grandma's knit washcloth. So there's the tail. Hold that back. Here's my working yarn. I'm going to knit the first stitch, and then I'm going to take the yarn on my finger and I'm going to flip it over so it makes that little loop right there, and slide that onto the needle. And knit the last 2. That way I just increased by 1 stitch. You know, I was frozen. I was like, I don't know what to do. I truly stood, I can't tell you how long I stood there, but I was afraid to stand there too long. But I stood there and I was like frozen. I'm like, and it wasn't really moving all that fast and it wasn't running at me. Oh, that was really something, I'm telling you. Not, I'm really hoping not to do that again. Yeah, well, yeah, we've had those too, Cindy. That's not any more fun. Even if even if they're not rattlers. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. They all need to stay outside. All of them. See, and that's the thing, Cindy. We don't see them all that often. But then I saw them. I saw them just a couple months ago. I saw that one on the front porch. I should have known. It probably was the same one. Okay, I'm going to cut this tail now that I have what I want. I'm going to cut this tail just a little bit shorter because it's going to keep. I'm going to keep grabbing it with my hand if I don't. That extra hand. It'll keep grabbing that little bit of extra yarn at least until the piece gets bigger. And this is going to just be very, very random as far as how I use the colors. And then if you guys want to know how to do color work or any other kind of thing, let me know what you want to see, okay? And we'll see if we can add it in. But for now, I'm just going to start with garter, and that means knitting in both directions, which makes a garter ridge. They are garters are oh, you mean snakes? The ones you had weren't venomous? Someone did ask me about that in the group, and tarantulas are venomous, but they're kind of like a bee sting, from what I understand. I don't want to know. Thank you. I don't want to know what that feels like. Just like everything else, they say they won't bite you unless they are provoked. Hmm. I shall not provoke it. I will not going to give it a chance to be offended. I'm going to just get rid of it. Hey, Hope. Hello, hello. Coming to say hi before she goes to bed. Oh, I'm so glad you did. Hello, hello. Okay, so I want to start with, we are going to get into this week's uh, 48 hours, okay? But first, I want to start with some of the things that I was paying attention to this week, okay? The first of which, the Zarius Hildebrand trial. Was anyone watching that? Now, I did not watch the whole trial. Thank you, Lori. I'll look at that. Let me see if I can see it. Hold on. I'll have to approve it. Let me approve it so everybody can see it. There we go. I approved it. Oh, that's wonderful. Looks good. Looks really good. Look at that. That's awesome. Oh, I like that. I think that's a great idea to have the different colors. They're making all these lights so easy to do, just like these ones I have up in here. I can make these red, white, and blue, or like go back and forth and have them. They can be flashing, but I can't do that in here. That I just can't. Oh, hang on, I got to work out my situation over here with my yard. So I can pull the yarn. Okay, there we go. Oh, see, you were protecting. Yes. Wow. Hello, Kathy. So glad you're here. How are you doing? No, I'm not. No. Mm-mm. No, they can go find it somewhere else. Yep. Nope. They can get farther and farther out and find it somewhere else. They do keep, yes. I don't like the rattlers, but I do like the others. Okay. So Zarius Hildebrand. Now I was not following that story. All I'm going to tell you is I saw that the verdict came in. So if you were following it, there has been a verdict. He was found guilty of second-degree murder only because the jury found that he did not plan to murder his girlfriend. They felt that he did it more out of passion, being upset. So, hey, Danny Banani, glad you're here. What did she say? Oh, at a baseball game. Oh, okay. Have fun. Somebody took you out to the ball game? And then Micah Smith. Has anybody else been watching? I didn't realize that he went in front of the judge this week. I don't remember what day. It might have even been today. They're calling him the hike from hell dad. He took his 3 children on a hike up onto a really dangerous trail. One of his children barely survived and is not well at all, is never going to be the same. Had to be revived several times, including by him. The stuff that I heard about what happened on that hike is absolutely horrendous. And I remember having seen the video from police cameras when they pulled him over one day. Oh, you did get to see your daughter. Oh, that's good. Oh, but you got to have some time with them. I'm so glad. Isn't he horrible, Cindy? And he's saying, well, he needed to do this hike because okay, first of all, his name is Micah. The brother's name is Jeremiah. We're talking Utah again, you guys. We're talking God made me do it stuff again with this. Again. And it just infuriates me the things that people will do in the name of their religion against other people. You know, do what you want to do, but not to other people, and especially not to your family. No. So that one, he was in court. He pled not guilty. He said he didn't want to have the pretrial hearing. So he doesn't want the details out there ahead of getting a jury put together. So that sounds like the strategy there to me. The judge said we are going to leave him in jail because he is not going to be out or he can be anywhere near his children and his wife. I don't know if they're still together. They may not be divorced yet, but I'll bet you that that's going to happen if it's not. So there was that one. And then I had been keeping an eye on the Carmelo Anthony trial. I don't know how many of you were watching that. I was a little worried about that trial. That was here in Texas, taking place in the Dallas area. Things got really, really heated during the trial outside of the courthouse. And I thought, well, hopefully it stays contained and things don't get out of hand. And he was found guilty of stabbing. And I don't even believe that they were at the same school. I didn't watch that one because there were no cameras allowed in court. And all we got was mouth to mouth reporting. They weren't allowed to do anything in that courtroom but be there. So they had to come out and tell, and to me it felt very not like they weren't going to try to do their best, but it's just not the same as knowing exactly what would have happened during the court. Has that started? The Karen Reed civil trial, has that started? And is it being broadcast? Hello, Joyce. Hello, Bree. Thank you for being here. We're just kind of going through updates right now. Oh, there was some stuff. So there was some stuff that was not actually reported then. Okay. See, and I wouldn't want that on either side. No, I just hate that goes so crazy at these things. Well, now the reason I bring it up at all is that a a a team of lawyers has been pulled together, 6 of them, high powered, one of them with the Innocence Project in the Metroplex area, trying to free Carmelo. We can put it that way. They're working on filing his appeal. So we will see. We will see if he gets an appeal. We will see. He's all along. He's from the defense side been saying that he was provoked, but there has evidently not been any evidence of that because he was convicted by a jury. Hello, Tank. Glad to have you here. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hello, Connie. Welcome in. How are you tonight? Oh, it's so good to see all my friends. Okay, and then there was a meeting in the Tyler Robinson shooter of Charlie Kirk, and a huge thing happened with that. Well, two. Number one, right off the bat, they're going to keep the death penalty in at the moment. The judge ruled on that. And then one of the prosecutors was held in contempt. Well, that doesn't help things much for either side when anybody gets in trouble by the judge. The judge is holding one of the prosecutors in contempt for something that they said when they were told not to speak to. I don't know if it was an actual gag order. They didn't say it that way, but I believe that's what it really is. Oh, Connie, I hope you didn't have to do without it for very long. Goodness gracious. Yes, thank you, Lorraine. The word is teal if you would like to drop your channel. There we go. Okay, also, see, there's just so much to talk about, y'all. Y'all put in the chat what it is you have been watching. If you don't mind, put in the chat what you've been watching because I'd really like to know. Are you watching any? I know Denny watches trials. She may have been watching the Zarius Hildebrand, or there was another one. Personally, I haven't watched any trials in a while. I've just been trying to keep up with some things. Barry Morphew was in court this week, and they're going to put his trial off again. It was supposed to start in October, and now they're talking about sometime next year. And it sounded like one of his daughters is not quite believing him like she was before, like maybe not be publicly supporting him. So that I found that interesting. Um, and we may have at the trial, it sounds like there may be the new girlfriend that Barry Morphew moved in with, and that he changed his name and told that he was somebody else, and then finally told her what had happened 5 days before he was arrested. And we may be hearing about that. Watching the Gators. There's a bunch of people who like to watch the Gators. Yeah, I've been chasing tarantulas. Oh, the stepbrother on the cruise. Yes, I don't remember the names either. Yeah, he did get arrested though, didn't he? Yeah, I've been avoiding the Nancy Guthrie case lately because it just um, it just feels like it's being recycled to me. That just seems like it keeps getting recycled, 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 and I don't blame them at all because people are watching, and that's okay. But I just there's nothing that I really with it that I really care to watch. So Lee, somebody is that the cruise, the brother on the cruise? Is it Lee something? It could be. I don't know. If anybody wants to put it in here, they can because I really don't know. I did see that today, I think it was today, they arrested 3 Brazilians in the death of Maria Edwards. She is the poor girl who wanted to be a daredevil and jump off the bridge, and they did not tether her. No tether. And she fell to her death over the bridge. They arrested 3 because this happened in Brazil. So there have been arrests. So I'm sure we're going to hear some more of that too. Uh, yeah, that's what Barry called himself. Okay. Yeah, it just feels recycled, doesn't it? Okay, free thrillers on YouTube. That's good. And books. Is anybody reading books? I got with my credit this month. I got the new book by Cheryl. Oh, McCullum. She has a new book out. I've listened to about half of it. I would never either, and I sure am not now. Oh, I found a new one today, Lori. Ludwig. Has anyone seen Ludwig? There's only 6 episodes, and I haven't even finished the first episode, but it looks like it's going to be good. Hey, Ola Joe. What is that one? I don't know that. I don't know him. That one's not ringing a bell either. You've done that? Oh, wow. Wow. Those were the days, Connie. Man, I hope you are well, Ola Joe. I've been thinking about you. I hope you are well, and so is Mr. Sailor. Right? Respect. Yes. Okay. Alec Murdaugh was in court this week trying to file for things in his new before his new trial. Of course, he's never going to be out of jail. We know that because he is in there for all of his financial crimes. He's never going to get out. But he was in jail in court, and they went through. They were filing some things and yada yadas. It really didn't amount to anything, if you ask me. I didn't think it amounted to anything. They want it moved. They want it moved. That's they do that all the time. All the time. Are you doing audio or actual books, Olajo, or both? Oh, okay. Ah, was that the one that was caught on the cameras? Good evening, Shad. Hello, hello, my friend. So good. I've been thinking about you. How are you? Are you staying well? I know you guys in Illinois, you've had some weather lately. I'm glad to see you. Okay, cool. Okay, and then, okay, y'all, I'm gonna come up here for just a minute. How many of you watched the Lisk sentencing? Now, the last time I was on with you for crime, we talked about he pled guilty. There was the hearing where Hewerman pled guilty to killing 8 women, and we spoke of the wife and all of that stuff, Sending love to everyone, he says. His typing's giving him a hard time. Ah, okay. The Way Home. I've heard of it. I've heard of that one. I'm glad you're finding some that are good because it's rough trying to find good things to watch these days. At least I'm finding it that way. Oh, how fun. Oh, that sounds fun. The air shows are really cool, aren't they? Yeah. And thank you both for your service. Thank you to all our service people. Thank you so much. Uh, well, you do have a good voice. Okay, so it is the one that was caught on the camera. Okay. Wow, I can't believe I put that together, but I did. So the Lisk sentencing was heartbreaking. I mean, heartbreaking. They had after all these years, they finally, the victims' families were able to come in and speak and give their statements and their impact statements. And I thought, we watched so much back when we were talking about that here, and I've listened to so many podcasts, and we've been seeing the coverage for so very long that I did not think there was anything possibly that I could, that, I didn't think that that would really affect me at all. But you know what? Those impact statements affected me a lot. That was tough. I mean, tough. Yeah. I was back in the day with the motorcycle. Oh, the time travel stuff is fun. I'm rewatching right now. I'm rewatching the last 2 seasons I'm watching season 7 and season 8 of Outlander. That's got some time travel stuff. And of course, I watch Star Trek, which has got time travel stuff in it. I like the time travel stuff. Is it based on a book series? Because a lot of those are. Okay, one of the things I was listening to a podcast of someone who had been covering it was, I've told you about it before, it's the Unraveled podcast. And she was talking about being in the courtroom when all of the charges were read out. And yeah, I remember that. I remember I had one too. They didn't like the fact that it was my ex and I had one. It was a Catholic thing. He's Catholic, or used to be. Anyway, and he would race cars on the weekend. Not very well. They didn't like that. I know Outlander's just so cool. A mother-daughter team write the show. Yes, the sci-fi stuff. Yep. Time to stand up. Well, I can't right now. So, one of the things that she said that she heard in that they learned when they went to all of the after the hearing, during the hearing, all of those things was that they actually had a whole lot of evidence that we would have seen during a trial. And one of those was Maureen Brainerd Barnes was found with paper towels from Hewerman's home. They linked the paper towels back to Hewerman's home because he kept one folded in his drawer at work that matched the one that he had stuffed in her mouth. And they found those same ones in his home and matched them. Trophy. And that was something that I did not know in all of the things that I had read and heard about that case. And y'all know how into that case I have been very, just intrigued by all of it. And, you've got more people that did not, he was not charged with their murders that are, their bodies were found out there on that stretch of road near Gilgo Beach. And all along that stretch, 11 and possibly more. But those 11 I've always thought that he was responsible for. For a little while, they were talking about the husband of the military girl and her baby, that they thought maybe the husband, but honestly, from the way the wording went at the conference after the public, what do they call that? I want to say conference, but it's y'all help me out. I can't think. Yeah, Peaches and her daughter. Did they confirm that they were talking about it? But did they actually charge him for it? Because that's one I had not seen. Hey Jeannie, I've been watching you. I'm so glad you came in. How are you? You're doing some fun stuff, and I'm so glad. What I didn't hear, Sharon, is if they had actually charged the husband. Press conference. Why could I not come up with that? Lori's always got me. She does. She's always got me. Thank you, Lori. Oh, you think he was charged with it? Okay. Well, honestly, it would make sense if they did charge him. It would make sense that it was him, but I was pretty well convinced that with everything that Hewerman was looking at and had put in all of his book and all of that stuff. Yeah, I was close. I was close. Okay, Ola Joe, love to you. Thank you for coming by. Okay, and then the last one that I wanted to talk about before we did our before I go get my medicine, and then we are going to talk about the 48 hours. story, okay? But the last one I wanted to bring up is how many of you are following the Samuel Bateman? That trial started this week. I don't know if it was just today, but I saw some stuff posted about it today. Now, he is the false prophet. There has been a Netflix series, and I watched the series, and it's called Trust Me, the False Prophet. And this is a guy who thought he would follow in Warren Jeff's uh, footsteps and lead his own group of people after Warren Jeffs went into jail. And um, he called him his called himself a prophet, started a new little group. So I don't know how many of you saw that series. Uh, the same outfit that filmed. I know one of you. I don't know which one. One of my subscribers had told me about um, pray something pray. It was another series on the FDLS. Time to take your meds. Yes, I am fixing to go get my meds too. I am going to put my phone in my pocket so it doesn't give you guys a hard time and go get my meds because it's time for 8 o'clocks. Well, the camera work on the Samuel Bateman hearing today, the trial, they started his trial today. He's already in jail for how do you say it? A, a child abuse. He's in jail 40 years for child abuse already, but now they're had him in court for child endangerment for that time when he took that trailer. And I remember seeing that video come out um, with the police video with their cameras, and they had him pulled over and all of that. Well, that was also in the series. They had that footage in there too. Mm-mm. And all those women were in the back of that trailer. So it'll be interesting, but the camera work was really awful. Or we could have watched it here, but I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go do my meds, and then we will talk about the 48 hours. And it's not going to be real extensive as far as we're just going to kind of go over it. Okay, be right back. Y'all hang tight. I'm going to go off camera to do this. Get my coffee. I have to use coffee because some of those pills are just so big that I just can't do it with cold water. You were blessed with yarn today. Woohoo! Yarn is always a blessing. That's cool. Did someone send it to you? Thank you for the intermission music. Y'all playing some Journey or Styx? It's always good to stand up too if you haven't yet. How fun. That is so nice. That's very nice. Yeah, it's always nice to get yarn. How fun. Okay, Bree, I don't know if you remember, we're doing Florida. Oh, Granny, I'm so glad you came back. I'm sending you hugs. Everyone, please send Granny a hug. Please, please, please send Granny a hug. It has been a very difficult week. Very difficult week. And I'm sending you lots and lots and lots of love. I also want to say a special sending hugs and special vibes to Laura, to Lala as well. You are so welcome. I know it's been a tough week, but thank you for coming and saying hello. I appreciate it so much that you would come. I'm just glad you're here. Yes, we're sending our love there. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Um, what I didn't put in my video the other day, I know I'm changing the subject for just a minute because I forgot to tell y'all that I had to go back on another one of my medications this week and they're sending me on Monday to go get another Holter monitor to wear for 2 weeks because my PVCs came back. This is not the AFib. I had the surgery for AFib. Now I have PVCs again, and I have been taking magnesium for it. But they've been breaking through, and I was having them every single day for a few hours each evening. So they put me back on the medication for that, and then I will do the Holter monitor, and I'll probably have to go see my cardiologist. I know. I was really hoping not to have to do it. I really, when I was so happy when I was able to not take at least one medication. You know how we are. Ooh, I don't have to take that anymore. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that's another part of me having not been around a whole lot, and there's just stuff going on. Well, just hang out with us and enjoy, and just know that we love you and we're glad that you are here. So, yeah. She was taking care of her dad. Okay. Now, actually, I do need my phone too, because what I want to read to you, I did not I did not take full on notes. It's just been a lot lately. Oh, I hope so, Granny. You had the ablation? See, in mine, I didn't have hadn't had a single one since my ablation last year. So I really hope for you that it, yes, we're just gonna say no more of that. No more of that. Mm-mm. Okay, I have. This is just so you know what you're looking for when you go looking for these stories that I had talked about. This is Samuel Bateman, and then oh, they're not going to let me. Some of these websites that are like, no, you have to join us and you have to pay a monthly. I don't care to pay a monthly to look at the paper. I think you did have a reason. I sure do. Hello, Susan Burke. Nice to see you. Hello, hello. Okay, and then this is Micah Smith. Hold on, it's doing something. That's Micah Smith. That's the one who took his kids on the hike. See, they want me to sign up. No, I'm not signing up. Thank you very much. All right. Now, let me see if I can find a picture of Mike Williams. Oh man, why is there not a picture of him? No picture. All right. I'm going to read from A&E because there was also, and I found, and I may go ahead and go back and watch it, but I found on Hulu there was another series done on this that was beyond what 48 Hours did. Now, the 48 Hours one is called Cold Blooded Killer. It was originally aired in 2018. The reporter is Richard Sessinger. And this is the case about Mike Williams. And on Hulu, it's called Mr. and Mrs. Murder. Yeah, they do. So many of them, and they'll let you come in and they'll let you look at some of it, and then they go, "Well, if you pay, then you can see the rest of this." It's ridiculous. Hello, Sherry. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you. So, Mike Williams vanished while hunting in Florida in 2000 and was declared dead with no body found. Years later, his best friend and wife were convicted in his killing because they got married. His best friend and his wife got married. From the outside looking in, Tallahassee, Florida resident Mike Williams had an enviable life. At only 31 years old, he had married his high school sweetheart. Denise. They had a healthy baby girl, settled near where they grew up, had many friends, and he made good money as a real estate appraiser. Now, Mike and Denise were best friends with another couple. And if you watch Mr. and Mrs. Murder, the best friend's ex-wife is in that, and she talks about their early life, and she talks about how they did everything as couples together. And when Mike and his daughter when his daughter was born, they were in the hospital, and I think it was one of those situations where it was one of the first babies born, and so they were on the news and a whole bunch of other stuff. So this life was well deserved, according to his friend Patty Ketchum, who worked with Williams at a real estate agency for nearly 15 years. That's impressive, seeing as how he was only 31. He had the strongest work ethic of anyone I've ever met in my life. It was awful when he disappeared. At the time of his 2000 disappearance, which is covered in season 2 episode of Cold Case Files and on the Hulu documentary Mr. and Mrs. Murder, no one knew that the subsequent investigation would eventually expose an extreme example of homicidal betrayal by his best friend and wife, motivated in part by a huge insurance payout. And it's possible no one ever would have, had it not been for the tenacious work of his mother. Now, yes, huge betrayal. Yes, the wife didn't want to be divorced, and she wanted the money, and they were having an affair. And the mother wrote a letter to the Florida governor every day for, I think, 8 years, something like 8 years. Every single day she wrote the governor a letter. And she put up signs. She paid for those signs that are on the sides of the road. You know, have you seen this person? She put up, she was relentless. Cutest little lady, little white-haired lady with pigtails. Just as cute as she could be, but relentless. So here's the story. Supposedly he had gone duck hunting, okay, and he disappeared. In the early morning hours of December the 16th of 2000, Mike left for a duck hunting trip to Lake Seminole, allegedly telling Denise that he would be home at noon because they were to celebrate their 6th wedding anniversary by going on a trip. They were supposed to go and celebrate their anniversary. Evening came and he had not returned, and Denise reported him missing, and a massive search began. Late that night, Mike's best friend, Brian Winchester, found Mike's boat on the lake. It's interesting when you see newscasts where people are in plane crashes and the families get in boats and go out to the scene. I always thought, why do you feel compelled to do that? They're gone. But we got the call that Mike had disappeared on Lake Seminole, and I couldn't get there fast enough. We never could understand. Denise didn't even go out there. His wife never went out to the lake. Not once. 6 months later, some of Mike's gear surfaced on the lake. Chest-high waders and a hunting jacket. His disappearance was officially ruled a death by accidental drowning at that time. And they a lot a lot of why they felt in after this all went to trial, they felt the reason that happened was because she wanted the life insurance and they had no proof of death. So they said, so what happened was the best friend went out there and put his stuff out there so they could be found. But his mom did not believe what everyone was telling her. Everyone was telling her that the alligators ate her son. That the reason they because when people were out there that day, out at the lake, there were alligators everywhere. Authorities thought Mike's body hadn't been recovered because of alligators, but his mother, Cheryl Williams, had trouble believing that her son simply disappeared in the lake. So for years, she wrote the governor of Florida every day more than 2,600 letters in total, urging state officials to investigate further. Authorities came around to the idea in 2004 when the case was reopened. Now, I think that was because in the early 2000s there were some new groups of investigators formed, new task force that a lot of places were getting their act together as far as the information that was going out between the different law enforcement agencies, and they were able to connect with the computers and all of the, like with the CODIS and with all of that stuff. So there was a lot more communication happening. There were many reasons to be suspicious. For one, the money. Mike had taken out a $1.75 million life insurance policy shortly before he died. Then there was also the lack of any remains. Between the creation of the artificial lake in 1940 through to 2025, just over 100 people had drowned in Lake Seminole. Okay? But Mike's body is the only one that was never recovered. In 2005, Denise married Brian, the man who had found Mike's boat, the man who said Mike sold Mike the life insurance. He's an insurance salesman. He sold him the life insurance policy. So years later, despite the suspicious foul play and a growing belief amongst investigators that Denise and Winchester were criminally responsible for Mike's disappearance, officials did not have the evidence they needed to charge them. It would have taken years for them to get the evidence, but unexpectedly there was a break when, after 7 years of marriage, Denise and Brian decided to separate in 2012. According to Brian's friends, he was miserable about the prospect of losing his marriage. He hid out in Denise's car and held her up at gunpoint. Denise reported him to the police. They arrested him and charged him with kidnapping and assault. Yes, Lorraine, gators do not eat in the winter. Yes, that's what they also thought. They also thought maybe that the gators had put his body away for later, because that's actually what they do. But yes, they don't eat in the winter. And also, they never ever eat anything that there isn't something left over. They can't consume an entire human body without there being something left. They would only have tucked it away in a nook or cranny somewhere, And then later on, they would bring it out when they were ready to eat it. Only they knew where it was. They'd bring it up to the surface and they'd shake it. They'd do that death shake that they do with their prey. It would have come apart. There would have been stuff left over. There is just no way that it could have been the alligators. At his sentencing hearing, Denise asked for him to receive a life in prison. Okay, so the husband's gone. She marries the best friend, and now she wants him put away. Winchester was sentenced to 20 years, but during an interrogation with investigators, he confessed to killing Mike. And he said the niece asked him to do it. In exchange for his confession, prosecutors granted him immunity for his crimes against Mike. And they put her on trial. Brian said that he and Mike went together to Lake Seminole. He pushed Mike into the lake, hoping to drown him. It became clear that Mike would survive, so Brian shot him, made sure he was dead, and took his body out with his truck. He pulled his truck down into the boat deal at the lake, drug Mike's body up onto his truck, and buried him. He led investigators to where Mike's remains were, where he had buried him, just a few miles from his Tallahassee home. According to the Washington Post, Winchester and Denise had decided to kill Mike via a boating accident because they wanted to be together, and Denise could not stand the stigma associated with a divorce. I was thinking that when you said that, Cindy, because I knew I was going to talk about this. Denise was arrested in May of 2018. She pled innocent, but the jury found her guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, first-degree murder, and accessory after the fact. The later two convictions were eventually dropped, but she is now serving a 30-year sentence for the first conviction. The question of why. One expert, Jill Manning, oh, I like that name, a licensed marriage and family therapist who specializes in betrayal, told A&E that people who commit this type of crime struggle with empathy. They tend to lack self-reflection and self-awareness, and they tend to be very in the moment and lack impulse control. The case of Mike and Denise boils down to the weaponization of the trust. Yeah, is there? Yeah, exactly, Lori. What? There's a stigma with divorce, but not with murder. Oh, I bet he loved that. He gave Levi a shout out. That's so cool. Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. So Mike's friends said what bothered them the most was how it was possible for Brian to follow Mike out to that lake. It was an hour drive, not even being mad at him at all, and knowing that he was going to kill him. Yeah. All right. Now, yeah, pretty sure you got to pay all that back. She asked for the insurance money within a week and they wouldn't give it to her. I don't think she was able to get it because there was no proof of death. I do it. There it is. Here's my piece of paper for Florida. Okay. Now, I have all my, I had to go back and redo these. We're just going to deal with it. I have Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, Colorado, Louisiana, West Virginia, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Ohio, Nevada, Texas, Illinois, Manitoba, New York, Ontario, Arizona, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Canada, California, Utah, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma, Virginia, New Hampshire, Michigan, Kansas, Indiana, Washington, Connecticut, and North Carolina. That's what I have in here. If I did not say yours, you can put it in the chat or put it down below after this goes live, and I will add it to the bucket. And what I do is I pull one out, and then I will try to find a 48 hours episode that matches that state. Got one. Got one that was tighter. It's tighter. Ooh. Did we already do Colorado? I got Colorado. Now I'm going to put Florida back in. Yes, I was just we went over that. We did summer of next year. Yeah, and that's going to be 7 years. It'll be 7 years by then. Yeah. Let's see. Did I have Alaska? I want to say I did because Lala was here at that time. Because Lala was coming in, and I thought I did put Alaska, but I don't see it. Okay, I don't see it. So let me get another piece of paper. I think we did Colorado first, but we'll do it again. We're going to get them over again. Yeah, there's a piece of empty. There's an empty one right here. I will add Alaska. Hey, El Joy. Hello, hello to you. Yes, Jan, the Alaskan crafter, has been in here too, and it might have been Jan, and I could have sworn I put it in, but it's in there now. And now let me write it on here so I know that I have it in there too. I know Alaska. There's some parts. One in my old neighborhood. Well, where Dad lived in Colorado. We did one we did one in Colorado. I just don't remember what it was called. Okay, but that's all right. We'll pick another one because there are plenty out there. And what are you doing? What? He's not going to come, honey. I'm on camera. What? What is it? What are you excited about? Let's see what Serbs has got. Hold on. We'll get it in a minute, okay, Bubby? It's there's a bee in the house, and it's fixing to get loud. I'm gonna let you all go, okay? Or I might just put you on mute. How about I do that? I'm gonna put you on mute because he's so loud. So I'm gonna mute myself. That one was hard to get. Mr. Fiber got him. Thank you. He's still after it, huh? They're still trying to kill it. He knocked it down. Oh my goodness. No, it's a wasp. Is Cheryl here? There you are. Hi. Listen, we pulled Colorado again. So we'll be doing a 48 hours from Colorado. Hugs to you, Cheryl. Yeah, right? You went to Alaska, didn't you? It's just so damn hot. That's the only thing. It's so hot. Yeah, yeah. I've been dealing with them. Oh, in Abilene. Oh, so you're off all that other medicine. Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. I'm getting caught up, y'all. He he eats the bees. He eats them. He eats the wasps, and then he gets a breath mint. I buy those. They're called greenies, and they taste like peppermint. They smell. I mean, if you open that bag, it's peppermint, and they call them minties. But the brand is the greenie. It's a hard little bone, and he gets one if he eats the not he doesn't have to eat it, but he tells us when there's a wasp in the house. He hears it buzzing, and he tells us there's one in the house. And when we get it down, we knock it down. He gets them in. Yes, he's on the case. Yes, the guy that put her in the river. Yes, yeah. But there were two or three really interesting ones. So maybe Cheryl has an idea of a 48 hours one from Colorado. I don't know if she watches 48 hours. You didn't find a cowboy? What the heck? Don't you know they're walking all over out? Well, you didn't come here because they go to the cafe with their spurs on. They the so for those that didn't see my video, the grandkids will be here next month, and then in August I'm going to the Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Festival, and I might not be going. Well, I'm not going by myself, but it's a surprise, and it's not Mr. Fiber. So very exciting things coming up. Cheryl's waving at y'all. She's in Colorado, if I didn't say that. Yep, he gets. They also get something if they find a scorpion. Now, Duke is really good at going. This is what Duke does. He goes and stares at the scorpions. If they're on the ground, then he does the. And then I know he's got something, but he doesn't go for it. He just watches it. Yeah, it's right there. Right there. And we're supposed to just come get it. But Serbs, he'll take it out. Okay. Taking you where? What? What you talking about? That was not very long ago, was it, El Joy? You were just here, weren't you? Well, I was thinking we could watch the 48 hours on Barrymore View if you guys want to. That's what I was thinking about, Sherry. Do you guys want to do that and just watch the 48 hours? Because that's on there, and there may be, so there should be a 48 hours and then uh, the podcast, the post-mortem that they do where they talk about the case. Should be both of those should be up because I know I have seen them and they're on YouTube. They bark at them. Oh my gosh. What do y'all say? We could just say that, and I can just throw this back in there. We'll just do the Barry Morphew thing. What do y'all say? I think that's a good idea. Um, I know I won't be watching any more of Rex Heuermann's wife, ex-wife, mm-mm. On Peacock. Mm-mm. I think he was out on bond. He was. I know. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff because I think it was the anniversary for Summer Wells. I think there was the anniversary for it. Okay, I'm going to write Barry Morphew on here. And I will find it and link it for you. I usually put it in the community tab. And if I find anything else, I will let you know. Now, before I go, reminders again, if you want to do a scrap project with me, we're gonna do scrap projects. I'm starting with the red, white, and blue one. Oh, that maybe that was it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that, not just that, but the whole thing where they were filming all of that before the hearing. They were in negotiations and doing the filming at the same time. Mm, mm. So wrong. The whole thing is so wrong. Okay. Cheryl McCullum's book, I wanted to share that with you. It hit number one. I believe it hit number one on Amazon. Swans Don't Swim in a Sewer by Cheryl McCullum. Gosh, it's not. Swans Don't Swim in a Sewer. Cheryl McCullum is the same one who leads the Cold Case Foundation. She's real good friends with Nancy Grace. She's also good friends. She's from down in Georgia, and she has a podcast called Zone 7. Yes, I heard the same thing, Sherry. I saw somewhere or heard something where one of the daughters is not backing him like she was before, not publicly. Absolutely, just like he was with the wife, Suzanne. Just like he was with Suzanne. He was terrible. And I could see that in all those pictures. A lot of people were talking about how happy they looked in their pictures, but to me, I see stuff there that I don't know. It just the survivor in me sees things there. Well, to me, the BAM is like when Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell buried her kids in his backyard. How do you get out of that? Same as the BAM. Only one guy bought it, Barry Murphy. Only one guy. How do you? I mean, guilty as hell. You can see it too, can't you? Absolutely. We spot it from a mile away anymore. Okay. All right. We picked everything and we said it is. Does anybody have any questions for me? I got my referral. to go to Dallas, but I have not heard from Dallas. So I will check back in again with them next week. But Monday I have to go get the Halter monitor put on, and then they will give me the packaging, and then I can send it back after 2 weeks. They want to check and make sure nothing changed. And then the next day, Dad goes to the cardiologist for his follow-up. And then we're going to be right there at the end of June. Right at the end of June, y'all. I mean, we're looking at the other end of it right now. And then I know Laura was here earlier, but their podcast won't be until July the 12th because she's going out of town. So the Knit for Brains podcast will be on the 12th. I put it in my phone, Laura. And then the Grams will be here the week of the 17th of July. And I may not be on that week, just so y'all know. Now, Mr. Fiber is going to take off. He always takes off to be with me when we have the kids. And then first part of August, I get another shot in my back. And then I can't remember what day the Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Festival is, like the last week of August. I know next weekend is the 4th. Isn't it wild? So if any of you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you plan to go to the Fiber Festival, email me and let me know. And maybe we can meet someone if they want to. Okay? Yeah. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Not yet. Tank, not yet. I've been trying. I haven't sent anything in the mail. Since they're coming here, I was kind of going to hold on to it, and so he'd have something to do when he came. If that's all right, I hope you don't mind that. I really do. I that's kind of what I think I'm going to do instead of putting it in the mail, because they're coming anyway. Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Festival is usually at the Hilton in Las Colinas, I think. And it's the lower states. Hello, Ellie. I'll be getting your package out in a couple of days. Ellie was our winner of my giveaway. Oh, I got a bone density in the first part of July. I hope it goes well, Susan. I hope that the bone density, I hope that goes well. I hope that it's working. If you're on medication, I've been on medication for a while, and I'm really hoping that it has been working. Okay, y'all. I love y'all. Have a great night. Have a good weekend, and I will see you again really soon. Okay? Thank you all for coming in. For those of you who are watching, thank you so much for being here. I love y'all. Yes, in Irving. That's it. The Irving Convention Center. She's got it. Okay. Bye, everybody.